Hello lovely people, welcome to the channel. My name is Sharon. Thank you for your company. Now this is going to be our solstice reading for June 2025. Now I'm sure that you can appreciate there might have been several 100,000 readings on the solstice every year. This is purely my interpretation. Everybody is different and it's all about perception and how we view the world and how I read the cards, how I pick up on energy. So the energy that I'm feeling really strongly at the moment is that we need to let there be light, and I'm probably going to call this video those exact words. The reason that it's so strong at this time is because our perception appears to be going through a time of immense darkness at this time. And it is, as we know, there's weird and wonderful, terrible, awful things going on the planet as we speak. So really what Spirit is saying to me that we need to step away from the fear and start living our joy and our truth, and really taking this beautiful opportunity, this transition between solstice and midsummer, which is usually around 3 or 4 days. There's like a transition period, that we can embrace the colour yellow and dark green, I'm feeling as well. Traditionally, I believe that back in the day, people used to light bonfires on Midsummer's Eve and jump over them. Obviously, if you're going to do that, please be careful. I wouldn't really recommend it. You might not want to do it with the heat that we're currently experiencing in the UK and possibly everywhere else as well at the moment. So what I would recommend, if you do want to light a bonfire, as traditional ways so tell us, then I would recommend kind of dancing around it. Obviously, make sure that it's with the sun's course, geosil, not widdershins against the sun's course, okay? So it's clockwise position, not anti-clockwise. That's just a little tip there that Spirit are coming through with. As I said, at the moment, it's probably too hot to do that anyway. It certainly is here where I am at the moment, absolutely boiling. Anyway, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it, and I'm embracing all the seasons as they come and go, because that's part of the ebb and flow of life. And the seasons are ever changing, we're ever changing, the universe is ever changing. Nothing stays the same, as we know. Now, times like this, midsummer, Halloween, Lionsgate, all these portals, I know that a lot of people say, oh, you know, we're going through this massive awakening. What Spirit is saying, they don't want us to panic if you feel like nothing's happening. It's not a given that we all have to suddenly walk through an open door at this time. It's an opportunity to learn and to grow. And particularly with midsummer, it's when the sun is at the highest peak of the year. It's closest to the, furthest away from the equator, which means that we get the longest day in the northern hemisphere. So there's more light, and that's what Spirit want us to bring in at this time. We need to embrace the light, but please don't worry about if you don't feel that you're getting anywhere, or if you feel like, oh, I need to have an awakening because it's a portal. No, life is not a competition. It's not a race. We go at our own pace. And please remember that we all have many awakenings throughout our lifetimes, not just this lifetime, okay? So it's not like, well, put it this way, I can't pinpoint an exact point in time in my human history on this planet that I was suddenly awakened. I was born into an extremely spiritual family, and therefore I consider myself to have always been spiritual. So I've always been awakened, if you like. It's just increased tenfold over the past few years, and particularly since my mum has transitioned to spirit. I know that she's helping me in spirit more than what she could help me in the physical, if that kind of makes sense. And I'm still healing from that. It's a very difficult transitional journey for me. Obviously, is grief something we have to go through on our own, and it does feel extremely lonely at times. But the point I'm trying to make is, don't feel like you're a failure or anything like that if you feel like you're not achieving anything, because trust me, you absolutely are. And regardless of what any other readers or anybody else says on the internet anywhere, yes, it's a portal, but you could say that every single day of our lives is a portal. Let's look at 11:11, okay? We could have 10:10, 9:9, whatever, 2:2. Every single hour of the day, we could perceive that to be a portal, and we are always awakening. And once we start to peel back the layers of all our healing journeys, that's when we really start to understand. Always remember that you are an amazing, beautiful, perfect soul having an extremely brief human experience. And no matter how hard that gets, just remember it's all temporary. Okay, so the first card that I've got out today is Valiant Courage and Take Action with Passion. Now, when we think about this time of year, it gets hot in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's that kind of colour of the yellow that we really need to embrace, because that is our centre. That's our centre, that's our core, our solar plexus, okay? Our sun is central to this planet. And it kind of if we think about it logically, the sun brings forth life, okay? Without the sun, there would be no life on this planet. So let's think about the solar plexus chakra in kind of the same way, where it's our powerhouse, our passion, where we're coming from. It's kind of what makes us feel good, what gives us confidence to go forth and achieve. I feel massive changes coming in, and what we need to embrace at this time really is that change. Now, change can always be challenging, but it's always for our highest good. And always remember that rejection is redirection. And it's just because one door might have closed, it doesn't mean that nothing else is ever going to open. It just means that particular thing that we were after wasn't meant for us. In our healing and our learning journey, we are all here to learn, and we never stop learning. Even when we transition to spirit, we still continue learning and healing. So when we talk about passion, it's really about stepping away from the fear of what is going on the planet now. At this time, it's all important, and stepping back into our own passion, what we want to achieve. Let's take this midpoint of the year and see how far we've come. Let's look at between January and now and think, okay, So I've achieved this, this, and this. I haven't achieved that yet, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because time is not running out. Okay, so because time isn't linear, it doesn't exist. It's a man-made thing. Okay, but it's never running out. So step away from the fear of the control of the mindset I'm hearing that we've all been given from a very, very early age. Once we step back into our own passion, our own powerhouse, open up those solar plexuses, activate them, step into this beautiful colour of yellow, like I've got this lamp here as well. Those lower chakras are the ones that really give us like that fiery energy, and we need to embrace that at this time. I'm picking up the energy of rapeseed fields. I can see beautiful bright yellow fields full of flowers, and I can also see a cornfield, and I can see a wheat field as well. This is absolutely beautiful energy, because this is telling me that we're at the height of summer now. We're coming up to summer. Okay, but this image that I have, it's kind of like August time. I feel that's when this transition phase, and particularly coming up with Lionsgate, which is 8/8, that portal, I'm feeling particularly more and more people are embracing the light, and that's what Spirit are asking us to do. What we have to do, the other card that came out is Wise Leader, you are a beacon for others. So this figure really has his bonfire in his hand. He's got his passion in his hand, that powerhouse. And the figure is there kind of ready to go for it. I think it might be a woman, actually. I don't know. Anyway, male or female does not matter. Okay. But the point is, it's like what I'm picking up with this card is like this figure has taken that flame and that passion, that powerhouse from their solar plexus, and they've got it in the hand, and they're kind of holding this beacon for other people. I said in another video that magic starts with us, and when we start stepping into our own passion, our own powerhouse, we get like a domino effect, a ripple effect, if you like. So when one goes, they all go, we all go, and it ripples out into the collective. So everything always starts with us. Take care of yourselves first. If you're taking care of other people, that's fine, and that's wonderful, and that's a beautiful thing. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. Always remember that. So this beautiful image that I've got of this wheat field and the rapeseed field and the corn, it's the colour absolutely outstandingly bright yellow. And I'm getting an image now of a man with essentially a horse and cart, and he's kind of got sheaves of corn, bales of hay, and bundles of wheat in this cart. He's driving it. It looks like the horse is massive. I think it's a Shire horse. And he's got a blue collarless shirt on. This is how I'm seeing him in my mind's eye. He's got a blue collarless shirt on with brown pants and a brown waistcoat, and he's got kind of a brown hat on. He's got a pipe as well, but he's also got a piece of wheat out the other side of his mouth as well, like he's chewing on it. This image says to me, oh, he's got like a red neckerchief as well, I can see, tied around his neck. I've no idea who this man is. I'm just getting this image in my head of this. And Spirit are trying to say to us, oh, I can see that this man is he's completely chilled out. He's doing what he loves. The horse is going a slow pace. I can hear the clippity clop of the hooves, and it's absolutely beautiful sound. And he's literally on like a dirt path in between all these fields, and all I can see is yellow and obviously the pale beige colour of the wheat. So it's August, it's kind of harvest time. But what Spirit is saying is, take this time, embrace those colours, because that will really help us to take action with passion and go forward fearlessly, step away from the fear that's currently surrounding the planet. What's happening at the moment is Spirit is saying we're kind of at spiritual war, and we have the dark and the light. The dark are trying to take over. They will never win. Okay. So what Spirit is showing me is, say, for example, if this is the dark, this is the light, we have this, and it's almost like a boxing match. But what is happening is the light is growing and growing and growing, and it will grow that much that if eventually it will completely enclose the dark, because the dark will never win. Now, what I talk about the dark, I mean like lower vibrational energy. Okay, everything is energy. There is nothing else. Nothing else. I'm energy, your energy, this chair that I'm sat on, all these cards, everything is energy and nothing is solid. Now, I know that's difficult to get your head around, and sometimes when you start Googling these things, you can kind of fall down a rabbit hole, which is good, but it can mess with your brain a little bit. So if, like me, you're on your learning journey, just take it step by step and don't expect too much out of yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself by thinking, oh, why haven't I learned this yet? Why haven't I done that? It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's not a competition, it's not a race. We all go at our own pace, and that's a wonderful thing. And that's what makes us unique. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But the more people that embrace the light, which is what Spirit want, obviously, obviously there are low vibrational energies, let's get this straight, in Spirit as well. I'm talking about the higher vibrations, okay, like the angelic realms, etc. That's what they want. They want to bring in more light. So as more people wake up, as we say, on this planet, and start remembering and realizing that we're kind of fooled, really. We're being fooled into thinking that, we have to put up with everything, like price rises, etc., all this kind of business. Now, Spirit, and I understand, we've all got bills to pay, etc. But what Spirit really trying to get across is, with this time of midsummer and the solstice, start stepping into your power. You do it in baby steps. As I said, it's not going to be like a massive open door where we're all going to walk through and everything's going to change. That's not going to happen. So But what we can do is start changing the way that we think and start remembering, thinking, okay, so if I'm here having a brief human experience, what does that mean to me? So what does that mean to you? Start embracing your passion, doing what you love instantly and automatically raises your vibration. And once you start raising your vibration, that raises the vibration of the collective, of all of us, like the domino effect. Once one goes, we all go. Okay. So let's have a look. No, let's go to this deck. Let's see what else wants to come out. I'm still seeing the energy of this this man with this beautiful Shire horse. I can see he's absolutely beautiful. Horse, stunning, huge. He's brown with like white socks on, and I can see his feet. No, he's got 3 white socks and 1 brown one. He's got actually very unusual, the leg or the foot hoof with the brown socks on actually has white going through it, so it's not completely brown. Beautiful. Stunning creatures. Okay, thank you. So we have, I embrace change and reflect inner beauty. So again, this really is about stepping into our passion, our power, moving away from the fear that the darkness, the low vibrational energy is trying to sling at us every which way, because that's what they're trying to do. Don't be afraid to shine your light. As we can see, this figure here has the whole world in her hands. This says to me that we are completely and utterly protected. Excuse me. Completely and utterly protected at this time and at every time throughout history. Everything that's happened throughout history has all been meant to be. Everything is always in the right place at the right time as far as the universe goes. So it's saying to me, we are being embraced. We are absolutely held close to Spirit's heart, because they absolutely love us to the moon and back. They absolutely do. Even if we think we are not held within Spirit's heart, we completely are. They adore us. Let's get another one. I'm still with the energy of these fields. Stunning. If you can visualize that yourself, just try and listen to the sound of the hooves, the clippity clop, and visualize a beautiful blue sky. You can hear birds singing. There's a gentle breeze waving the corn, and you can hear the rustle of the wind through the corn. And you can see the rapeseed oil fields as well, and the wheat, and the wind is flowing through the wheat. That will instantly calm you down. And that is why the image of this man has come through so strongly for us. It's because we're all feeling extremely stressed with everything that's going on at the moment. And I totally get it. I try and avoid the news as much as I can, and I would suggest that you do the same. I understand some people have a need to know what's going on. I personally don't. Sometimes I get curious, or if I see something, you know, like breaking news or whatever. But I would suggest try and stay away from it as much as you can and just kind of live your own life. We also have moon ritual. I see things clearly and calmly. Talking about trying to calm down. So that image really is taking that time out, visualizing those beautiful fields. Even if you visualize yourself with that farmer in the cart, clippity clopping up the road at an extreme, it's like -2 miles an hour or whatever, extremely slow pace, or go and sit in the field and just embrace nature, embrace the energy of this heightened heat at this time of year. And the colour. Look at that gorgeous colour there. Let's have a look at another deck. Let's go over here. See what else. I feel the flames and the passion are heightened at this time. And I'm feeling that's Mother Earth, Gaia. She's kind of giving us a little nudge and saying, come on, let's get back to your own passion, you know, and your own joy, and find your purpose again. Yeah. Savor your life. Passion. Here we go. Passion and pleasure. And look at these figures here. We can see that there's a Romany caravan there and they're all around the bonfire. That's kind of my ideal setup, really. And what were we talking about before the bonfire? So they're dancing around it, which is what I would recommend if you are going to do the traditional thing and light that bonfire. Rather than jump over it. I wouldn't really recommend that like people used to do back in the day. I don't know how anybody was not injured. Perhaps they were. I honestly don't know. But I think the reason behind people that used to jump over the bonfire at Midsummer's Eve, I think the reasoning behind it was something like they wanted to keep or appease the gods, if you like, or spirit, or keep demons away, or continue a healthy harvest. I think that's the reason, and I might have to go and have a look at that. But that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. It's really all about igniting that passion and getting around the bonfire and having a good time with your friends as well. So let's go to the tarot. Let's see what the tarot wants to tell us. Okay. We've got a couple of cards come out, actually. We've got Empress. Now look at this card. She is holding a handful of wheat, I think. Yeah. This is what I was talking about, really embracing the energy at this time. And I really do feel like there's kind of going to be a new wave of enlightenment between now and harvest time, I feel, this year. And it really, I've just heard, let's just go with the flow. You know, as I said, please don't think it's a competition. You've got to keep up with the Joneses. We really don't. We go at our own pace. But this fiery energy is so strong. And that is being mirrored throughout the universe, I think, with the rising temperatures. I know that I'd heard a little tiny bit on the news the other day where they said, oh, in 10 years, the UK will be getting up to like 46 degrees centigrade. God knows what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know, probably 100 or something like that. But yeah, if that happens, I think they said within 10 years or something. I mean, really, if that happens within the UK, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to start building houses with air conditioning, I think, because our infrastructure, and I'm talking about like trains, planes, etc., I actually don't think they'd cope. Because us here in the UK, we only have to have 3 flakes of snow or, the wrong type of leaves on the train lines, and everything kind of grinds to a halt, as I'm sure you know, if you're in the UK. So, yeah. So let's see what happens there. They are blaming it on human-caused climate change. Yeah. I think that's kind of a whole different story, I think, that we'll probably talk about in another video. Okay. We've got, oh yeah, okay, we've had 2 come out. We've got 5 of air. So this card is saying to me that we really need to kind of rise above. Put it that way. Let's rise above the the Maya, which is an unusual expression for me to make. It's not one that I normally do. Rise above the Maya and fly free, because we are free. Okay, you can be, because it's all about the mindset. You could be in a prison cell and have a lifelong sentence of like 5 times over life. Okay, so say like, I don't know, 150 years or whatever. You could be facing that, and you could be sat in that prison cell facing that. Your future is like, 4 blank walls or whatever. But you can be as free as a bird, because it's all about the mindset. So what they're saying is just fly free. The angelic realms that we can see, we have the peace doves here. The angelic realms are all around us all the time, but they are particularly powerful at this time, I feel. And they want peace on earth. So do I. I'm sure you do as well. Let's step into our power and start understanding what it is that we're here to do. We are here to learn. We are here to raise the vibration of this planet, because we have decided, I'm talking about light workers, we have decided to be on this planet at this time in order to help others, to help each other, to help ourselves, and to raise the vibration of the planet. As we know, this is Earth School, and it is the most difficult. And unfortunately, it has been hijacked by a lot of lower vibrational energy. And this is the energy that wants to keep us in fear. Because once we are in fear, that's when they have control of us. So really, really important at this time to step away from this fearful energy. Okay. Oh, 2 of fire. So we've had, and we've also got King of Water as well. Fire and water. Is that a good mix or not? Yeah, so the giraffe in this picture, I have one of my spirit animals is actually a giraffe. I think I've mentioned him before. His name's Higgity. And he's been in my consciousness for, I don't know, about 10 years maybe. Again, this is part of my learning journey. I've not always known that he's been there. But his message to me, which I will now give to you, is even though your head is in the clouds, keep your feet on the ground. And that's a really, really important message. And it's a wonderful symbol, I think, for a giraffe, because, they have all these long necks and they're just gorgeous, stunning creatures. Absolutely beautiful, full of grace. Wonderful. But yeah, they're so close to the clouds, aren't they? spiritually. But their feet are still on the ground, you know, because they have these long necks. So that's a really important message as well. And I feel this King of Water, I feel he's Poseidon in this particular card. I'm getting this image of where he's rising up out of the ocean. Now, if you've seen The Little Mermaid, Disney, and if you have seen it, you'll know that when Ariel comes out of the water, she's got all the ocean is rushing up behind her and everything. That's the image I'm getting of him coming out, and he's got his trident, etc. And he's kind of laughing, and it's like all the waters are swirling around him. Absolutely wonderful image. And I can hear and see dolphins, etc. They're like jumping and playing. I mean, we all know the energy of dolphins is absolutely wonderful. I was lucky enough to swim with dolphins a few years ago in Egypt. Absolutely amazing, beautiful, gorgeous creatures. So powerful, absolutely powerful. And what Poseidon is saying to us is take the energy and take that power from the dolphins. And also the seas are warming up. That was something else that I heard on the news the other day as well, which means that's going to change aquatic life. But it will be balanced. I've just heard it will be balanced out. So some we might lose, but we will gain others with the rising temperatures, because everything is balanced in the universe. Wonderful. Let's go to a different deck. Now, I can't remember if I've mentioned, but before I start these readings, all my cards are cleansed, and after, once I've done as well. And I do shuffle them all before, obviously, and during, as you can probably hear me shuffling, even if you can't see me shuffling. I am. So we've had two come out. We've got desire and intuition. So we know what to do. We know what is right within ourselves, because everything is within. What we think about, we bring about. This card is really our powerhouse yet again. It's just confirmation of what the other cards have told us already. It's about stepping into your own personal power. And I've just heard that this figure here with her bow and arrow, that is spirit, and they're aiming directly for our hearts. And they are portraying that to you through me. I always say that love is the answer to any question. So once we step out of fear, there are only two emotions, love and fear. So once we step away from fear and step into love, everything else falls into place. Queen Nandi, intuition. We know the right thing to do intuitively. Did we get another card where it said, hang on a second. I'm sure I didn't imagine it. Oh, yeah, here we go. I knew I didn't imagine it. So we have, this card for Eshel, I embrace change and reflect inner beauty. So it really is all about thinking about what we can do next. So even if you write it down, what you want to do, what you want to achieve this year, today, tomorrow, next month, next century, doesn't matter, because as I said, even when we transition to spirit, we're still learning. Okay, that is the core reason that we are on this planet. We are here to progress and evolve the soul. Okay, let's go to another deck, and then I think we'll wrap this one up. Let's have a little look. Okay. I do hope you're enjoying this reading. If you are, please, I would be grateful if you could leave me a like, because it's just validation and confirmation that, you know, I'm doing a good job. Obviously, I'm just a channel for spirit, and I hope that I come across okay for you and that you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so we've actually got 2 cards that have come out, and they are stunning. Oh my goodness, more sunshine. Can you believe it? So we've got trust, all is as it should be, and inspiration, begin now. So this really, look at these cards, stunning. And look at the sun in those cards. I am just so drawn to those. I'm going to hold them up as long as I can. If I get too close to the camera, then you're probably going to be blinded by the ring light, which we don't want. So I want you to be able to see these cards. But this figure here on the left, it looks like she's holding the sun in her hands. To me. Oh, she's also got, oh my goodness, I didn't even notice that as well. So she's also got a flame on her head as well. So that says to me that her inspiration, the flame, is coming from her crown chakra, because that's fully lit up as well, as we can see there in this card. And in this other card, the trust, we've got the flame in the hand again. So it really is all about the fire and the passion. Look at these cards. I mean, really, if these are not telling us all the same thing about the fire and the flame and the passion and the power, then I actually don't know what else to say, really. So let's have a final card. We will have one of these, I think. I think these are called positive affirmations. They are by the wonderful and beautiful Louise Hay. So let's have a look and see what we get. Here we go. So we've got 2 cards come out. The first one is I can release the past and forgive everyone. I might need my specs to read the back. Here we go. I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. They are free and I am free to move into new glorious experiences. So again, embrace that change. Don't fear it. And the other one is every thought I think is creating my future. So what did I say before? What we think about, we bring about. The universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and believe. I have unlimited choices about what I think. I choose balance, harmony, and peace, and I express it in my life. There we go. So what are we saying about peace? There we go. Peace, doves. We're bringing in peace. But don't forget, hold on to that power, that passion, because it is so beautiful. We are all beautiful, beautiful souls having a brief human experience. Always remember, this is temporary. Enjoy it. Embrace change and go with the flow. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you feel inclined, please subscribe. And as I said before, please like this video. I'd like to thank my spirit fam, the angelic realms, the ascended masters, intergalactic beings. And I'd also like to finally just thank my cards. They're all wonderful, and you look after yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next one.